Welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you've been pulling your hair out over stagnant YouTube Shorts views, or if it feels like all the old rules you learned just aren't working anymore, you are in exactly the right place. Today we're unpacking a really bizarre, data-backed 2026 loophole. It's an information-dense strategy that is literally generating 1 million daily views for creators right now. So let's jump right in and reverse engineer a viral short, step by step.
600%. Now that number sounds literally impossible, right? But that is the actual retention rate a Reddit creator hit in just 7 days by completely breaking all the traditional rules of short-form content. Just to put that into perspective, a typical good retention rate is somewhere between 75 and 125%. But by introducing this radically new, totally counterintuitive format, this creator watched their niche science channels skyrocket from a handful of views to 1 million, pretty much overnight.
Okay, so the actual format of this thing, it sounds entirely ridiculous on paper. No voiceover, just an ambient loop track, a split screen, and a massive wall of text. But let's apply this to a real-world scenario. Imagine we're making a short about the Earth's core. Instead of a fast-paced talking head, which is what everyone else is doing, you use this dense layout. We're going to explore exactly why filling the screen with deep, complex text about inner core temperatures basically forces the algorithm to push your content to millions of people.
So why on earth does this weird split-screen strategy actually work? Well, we have to look at the outdated advice versus the harsh new realities of the 2026 algorithm. It used to be all about the swipe rate, right? Catch 'em quick. But today, watch time is the absolute king. A 6-second view on a 60-second short is now a massive negative signal to the system. The algorithm is ruthlessly demanding total watch time per impression.
Let's break down exactly how your content gets graded now. Think of it like a brutal obstacle course. When you publish that Earth's core short, it enters phase 1, cold seeding. The platform shows it to a tiny test pool. And here is the kicker. 70% of them are complete strangers. Your existing audience doesn't guarantee a strong start anymore. Then comes phase 2, the dreaded watch time gate. For a video under 30 seconds, you have to hit a 65% retention rate or your video just dies right there. Past that though, and you hit phase 3, topic clustering. That's the holy grail where your video is served to high-intent science viewers for weeks on end.
Right, let's get back to our Earth's core example and look at the actual layout of this bizarre formula. You make the video just 6 seconds long. In the text section, you absolutely pack it with 800 words of data-heavy text about the extreme pressures of the inner core. Then you lay an ASMR track under it, like a low, rumbling campfire, and drop in a 6-second AI-generated visual of molten rock. Here's the magic trick. Because the text is so incredibly dense, it takes the viewer 30 to 40 seconds to actually read it. While they read, your 6-second video is looping seamlessly 5 or 6 times, and boom, you completely smash through that 65% watch time gate.
And here is a massive reality check. 85% of people are scrolling with their sound entirely off. Videos without text overlays are effectively invisible to the vast majority of the audience out there. By providing a deep, engaging wall of text about the Earth's core, you are giving the muted majority a compelling reason to stop their scroll and stay totally locked in.
Now you might be wondering, why would anyone bother to read all that text? This is where we leverage a psychological glitch called the Zeigarnik effect. Humans are literally hardwired to find resolution for incomplete tasks. We have to close the loop. If you start your dense text with a hook like, the Earth's core is hotter than the surface of the sun, but here is exactly why it isn't melting, you've just created an open loop. The viewer feels compelled to stick around to the very end of the text to get the answer, and all the while they're racking up those background loop plays for you.
But here's the catch. You have to keep the viewer's brain stimulated. Attention naturally decays after just 15 to 20 seconds. The data shows us that without pattern interrupts, average watch time plummets to 48%. But with them, it jumps all the way to 71%. This is exactly why that 3-section split screen is so crucial. Even while they're reading, the viewer's peripheral vision is catching the movement of that 6-second molten core video, which acts as a continuous visual pattern interrupt to constantly reset their attention span.
You also want to kill that tiny, split-second urge to swipe away. Viewers will abandon ship the moment they feel uncertain about how much longer something is going to take. Adding a super subtle, 1-pixel progress bar to the bottom structures the whole experience. Once they see they're halfway through the text, completion behavior kicks in. They just have to finish what they started.
Now, even though our Earth's core trick relies on a 6-second loop, the broader data tells us the sustainable sweet spot for 2026 actually sits in the 30 to 45-second range. Really short, sub-15-second videos have collapsed in reach lately because they simply can't clear the absolute watch time bar. But that's the absolute genius of the text-dense strategy. Your video is 6 seconds, but the reading time is 30 to 40 seconds. You are mathematically satisfying the platform's long sweet spot without having to edit 40 seconds of dynamic footage.
And this brings us to what we call loop engineering. Did you know a rewatch within 2 seconds of the ending actually counts as a partial new view? The algorithm heavily weights total loop plays as an engagement signal. By using an ASMR track that doesn't have a jarring audio drop and making sure your visual matches its first frame perfectly with its last, the viewer doesn't even realize the video is restarting while they read. It literally mathematically multiplies your distribution.
Okay, so you've got 1 million views on your Earth Science short. Awesome. But let's move to the next phase, building an actual business. Because let's be real, shorts alone pay practically peanuts. Getting massive daily views is super fun for the vanity metrics, but if we want to turn this into a sustainable, long-term business, we have to know how to funnel this massive wave of traffic.
Well, YouTube rolled out this incredibly simple, game-changing feature that lets you funnel traffic from a viral short directly to your long-form content in literally 3 clicks. When you upload your 6-second EarthScore short, you just pop into the studio details and hit the related video button. Link it straight to your 15-minute, highly produced documentary about the center of the Earth. A clickable button appears right on the screen, funneling that hyped-up audience directly to the content that actually generates revenue.
To really pour gas on the fire, you've got 2 main plays here to supercharge that funnel. First is the flood method, where you take every single short you make, whether it's about the Earth's core, black holes, the Mariana Trench, and link them all to one single, high-converting flagship video. The other option is the short-to-short method. This is where you link your Earth's core short directly to your Earth's mantle short. That creates a totally bingeable series that traps viewers inside your channel's ecosystem and skyrockets your overall session time.
And just to close our own Zygarnik loop from earlier, there's the new Reimagine feature. This means your information-dense short essentially becomes a remix seed. Viewers can grab a single frame of your molten core visual, use AI to generate a brand new 8-second clip, and literally insert themselves reacting to it. The brilliant part? Every single one of these viewer spin-offs permanently link back to your original short. Your tiny 6-second video becomes the root of this massive, branching tree of viral formats, sending all that discovery right back to you.
So, the million-dollar question. Are you ready to start deploying this bizarre text-heavy loop formula to dominate the watch time gate? We've just seen exactly how matching dense text with seamless 6-second loops and ambient audio completely hacks both human psychology and the platform's algorithms. Creators who adapt to these specific retention mechanics are going to absolutely thrive, while the ones stuck on old swipe rate tactics are just going to fade out. The blueprint is right here. What is your first remix seed going to be?